alcoholic addicts.
Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm your host, LT Weaver, and I am an alcoholic addict.
I'm your co-host, Felice Weaver, wife of an alcoholic addict, here for all your co-addiction needs.
This is your first time tuning in. This is a channel dedicated to recovery, helping you come clean and helping you stay clean. And we are here every night at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time to support you with whatever you need. We also have a Facebook group where we can go a little deeper, and then we host a Zoom meeting at 3 o'clock on Saturdays, Mountain Standard Time. I always talk in Mountain Standard Time because we are located here in Utah. And we also, like I said, have the Facebook. We got the Zoom. We got Discord for those who don't do the Facebook thing. If you guys need the links to the
I will put
Zoom meetings.
1,000 links in the comments right now.
All the links are coming. Here they come. What's up, Soupy? Welcome. Aaron, how you doing? Alicia, what up, family? We got Andrew Salzer hanging out. We got Moses. Kelly Castle in the house. Atticus, welcome back, brother. Cassie in the house.
Cassie in the house.
She was a born winner. And Emily, how's it going? Petey, what's up? What is going on? So yesterday, if you remember, we went through what a character is. It's you as a human being. And I want to read a little quote by Abraham Lincoln about a character. He said a character is like a tree. Oh, because there's a difference. Let me back up a little bit. What is the difference between character and reputation? Because reputation is what people think about you, right? But character is different. Character is who you are. And Abraham Lincoln said, character is like a tree and reputation is like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, and the tree is the real thing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. The first half of the show, I want to go through and I want to define 17 character defects. Defects that cause us to slip up, trip up, and go back into drugs and alcohol. Character defects are something that we need to fix and get control of. And that's the whole fundamental premise of AA. And the fact that you can't do it on your own, it needs to be pointed out to you by God and shown that you have this dark way about you, and it will help you in everyday life. It'll help keep you clean. It'll help you slip up from going back into relapse. And once you see these character defects, we got to define them, and then we have to look for them. And once we look for them, we have to have tools to battle them. And that's what we're here to learn together, is these 17 character defects. So for the first half hour, we're going to go through 17 of them. I had to do this after I did my step 2 in my IOP program. I had to do a packet. It's just like 45 pages front and back, and it's 17 different character defects, the most common ones. And you can and they all kind of blend together sometimes. One will cause another, but we'll go through and I'll read all 17, the definition of them. Might get a little boring, but hang in there, because once we understand character defects, we can start looking for them in ourselves, and then we can battle them. And then the last half hour of the show, we're actually going to take inventory. Step 10 says, take your inventory. What does that mean if you don't understand? Maybe some of you know because you've been through recovery, but maybe there's some here that are brand new to recovery, the 12 steps, AA, and we need to understand these character defects. And if you even are not in recovery, but you're the loved one of a recovering addict, or you're a loved one of an addict in their current addiction, these character defects are good to learn. And remember, when we learn these character defects, you learn them to teach yourself how to not have them. You don't learn them so when other people are acting in their character defects, you can use it to slap them in the face with. That's not what learning the character defects is for. Learning the character defects is for our ability to overcome life on life's terms without having to rely on drugs and alcohol. Because at the end of the day, we're the problem, and we use drugs and alcohol as the solution to numb whatever tragedies. And this is what character defects, when character defects arise, there's something behind them, and we need to be able to work around them and work through them so that we don't slip up and go back down into drugs and alcohol, but we can continue up that escalator that's always trying to move us down and continue in sobriety and in recovery. Hi, Mom. Welcome to the show again. There's my mama. She's not an addict. She's not an addict. Yeah, so character is like a tree and reputation is like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, and the tree is the real thing. And then here is the 24-hour day AA thought of the day. April 29th. The AA program is one of faith, hope, and charity. It is a program of hope because when new members come into AA, the first thing they get is hope. They hear older members tell how they began through the same kind of hell that they have and how they found a way out through AA. And this gives them hope that if others can do it, they can do it. And the question for you is hope still strong in me? And the meditation of the day is: the rule of God's kingdom is perfect order, perfect harmony, perfect supply, perfect love, perfect honesty, perfect obedience. There is no discord in God's kingdom, only some things still unconquered in God's children. The difficulties of life are caused by disharmony, and the individual man or woman. The difficulties of life are caused by disharmony in the individual man or woman. People lack power because they lack harmony with God and with each other. They think that God fails because power is not manifested in their lives. But God does not fail. People fail because they are out of harmony with him. So our prayer of the day is: I pray that I may be in harmony with God and with other people. I pray that this harmony will result in strength and success. Amen.
The nice is in the house waiting for pizza. Lucky.
Ooh, pizza in the house. Whoa, I don't like that view. Let me change that real quick.
Oh, weird. Default.
That's better.
Ooh.
Waiting on pizza. Happy to be here sober, and you guys are. Thank you very much.
You're always making me hungry.
Glad you're sober. Bryson, what's he got going on? 39 days.
40 tomorrow.
Yes, brother. Keep it up. That's a cool picture, too, on your thing. I like that. Michael Teeter, welcome back. I'm here. Just ate dinner. Oh,
Hey, Mike.
did you put yourself in a coma? What'd you eat? Every time we go to this place called Javier's, it's a Mexican restaurant local here to the northern Utah. I don't think they're anywhere else, but he's got about 5 locations up here north. And they give the free salsa and the chips and stuff at the beginning of the meal. And we go there and we eat so much that we come home and we sleep for like 3-4 hours. We call it, when we go out to eat at Javier's, we say, hey, you guys want to go get in a food coma? And everybody knows what we're talking about.
It's so good, though.
It is delicious. Marilyn,
Hi,
how you
Marilyn.
doing? Glad you're here. Angela
Angela
B.
the house.
welcome.
Hi, Tracy. I went.
Tracy Silversmith. Good evening, everyone. Merd, what's up, brother? How you doing? How you
Merd.
feeling today, bro? Everything good with you? And the winner is Merd.
Represent.
Huh?
Representing all the cool cats and kittens.
All the cool cats and kittens.
Except for we don't like Carol Baskins.
F. Carol Baskin.
We're on Team Joe.
He said, wow. Hope is alive and well. God is good all the time. Amen. We've been watching you since the lock-in. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you, McCormick. Kyle Johnston McCormick. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you're watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for coming out of the digital bushes and saying hello. It's encouraging to know that people are back there and getting help. And I hope to offer value. That's what, if I stop offering value, unsubscribe and leave. But let's pray that never happens. Michael Teeter says, switched to YouTube from Facebook. Enchiladas. Oh, yep. He's in a coma. I'll try not to put you to sleep, Michael.
Got some ASMR going.
I could give you guys some ASMR, but it's annoying, so I won't do that. Hello, Naomi, Carmen, and Tracy from Epic Ease. Epic Ease. Kelly likes our shirts.
The bomb.
Pizza. Polly, is that all you think about is pizza? You're around James' channel talking about pizza. She killed her husband. Pizza. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like the other. Is Jeff really the husband? Did he fake his death and then become the... I like that conspiracy.
Ooh. Don't know.
Oh, it's Naomi using...
Naomi in disguise.
Ah, all right. When we get home, I'll have my phone. But hello to everyone. Well, welcome, Naomi. Oh, yeah, you guys are driving, huh? It's all good. Keep your eyes on the road. Who's driving? You guys got your seatbelts on? What's the speed limit? Better be obeying it.
Not Naomi.
Oh, and I found something out about Polly. He hates it when people are in their car by themselves driving with a mask on, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, because that's stupid.
Oh, look at it's your workout partner.
Misha, it's my workout BFF. Look,
You like our shirts, Misha?
represent.
Huh? Hmm?
I never get the camera angle right. I'm always backwards. Oh,
Oh boy.
Misha, Megan thinks we're going for a walk.
She heard your name and bounced up a little bit.
Now she's depressed.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're good, Murd. It makes me feel better. I'm always worried about you guys. Always. Like, seriously, I go to my day job and I'm just thinking about the people in the comments, the ones who could possibly be, on the teeter, and just not saying you are, Murd, but just hoping the best that nobody is. You guys like my name plaque? You guys like this? I stole it off my desk from work. A guy at work was like, hey, you should take that and put it on your desk in your show. I was like, that's a good idea. So I brought it home. Misha needs one.
You can borrow mine.
She said,
we'll share.
I feel like that show went viral for about 7 days and then disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't see memes about it. I don't see nothing no more.
Yeah, you're definitely Megan's trigger word. Let me see. Misha.
Misha's coming. We'll go for a walk.
I'll go for a walk.
No, she don't care.
She's tired.
She's
over it.
Fortunately, I am on the seesaw trying. So, okay, Kelly, that's who I worry about. What can we do for you? How can we help you? Today's going to be rather a boring show, probably, because anytime you go through character defects and listen and define words, it's not very easy. But I implore you to pay attention, use your mind, focus on these things, because they seriously are going to help you. And we have to put as much effort into our sobriety as we have put into our addiction. If you drank, I like what James always says, and it's a saying that goes around in AA, but James always reminds me of it. If you were drinking every day, you can work your program every day. And that goes for the 90 and 90. If you were in your addiction, chasing it down every day, you can chase down your recovery every day. Okay?
You want the link to the recovery shirts or the Tiger King shirts?
Hey, no Tiger King shirts.
Google.
Recovery shirts.
I'll give you the link to the recovery shirts.
Yeah, and Alicia, if you're watching, Alicia's here. Yeah, I've seen her. We just mailed yours out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, she got
we mailed out your shirt yesterday, and there's a couple little extra things in there as always.
Says Friday.
But when you get it, if you don't mind, take a little cool selfie, just like that, and post it on the Facebook recovery group. And if you're not in the Facebook recovery group, jump in that bad boy. And if you're new here, everybody at the same time, ready, hit that like button. And if you're new, make sure you're subscribed and stick around. Keep coming back. Come back when you can. I know we do this every night and you can't make them all. I get that. It's all good, but try to come back. Ooh, she needs some accountability. Good. Well, how can we help you with accountability? Can we reach out to you? Can you get a hold of us through Facebook, and we can, I can start sending you a message. I do that. If people reach out, the closer they get to me and her and anybody else in this chat, anybody else on Facebook. I know the Facebook group has people who have been willing to be digital sponsors, and I know that they'll reach out. Erin's a really awesome one about just, you can feel the love come from Erin when she's worrying about somebody. And I know there's a bunch of others in there that said they would. What's up, Lynn B?
Hey, Lynn.
Thank you very much, Murd. The only thing that's stressful is having to get up and go to a real job. But oh well, it's what God has. It's where God has me. Page 417, right? 417 in the big book. Every moment, every situation is planned and foreordained by a sovereign caretaker, a loving God, right? And I should enjoy every moment of it. And it is what it is. It's the journey that God has me on, and it's the patience, and he's teaching me something through it. So I'm going to learn it. And that's what I got to tell myself every morning when my alarm clock goes off at 3 a.m. Okay. Yeah. Let's hook up, Kelly. If you're not in the Facebook private group, jump in there. I think you are. I'm not sure. But and then we'll just say, hey, I'm here, and I'll see it tonight. Because when we get off of here, I usually set up the next show, and then I jump on Facebook and I look for people that have commented anything and try to respond back. and we'll find you and I'll connect with you right there, right then and there. Yes, look, there's Aaron. I'm always just a message away.
Naomi, they're men's style shirts. And if you look at the website, there's a picture of them and all the sizes. There's medium, large, extra large, and double extra large.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's 4 different sizes. Renewing your mind every day. That's right. That's what I was going to tell you on the phone is renewing your mind is Dr. Erwin Lutzer from the Moody Church in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Renewing your mind with Dr. Erwin Lutzer.
That was good stuff.
Bow, 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 that bass line. Lynn B's at 120. Oh, yes.
Atta girl.
That's what I'm talking about. What cute little chipmunk or something. Was that a gerbil or a mouse?
Hamster.
Playing a guitar
hamster.
inside a guitar?
Yes.
Yeah. Alicia's available anytime. Alicia's got some strong comp. She's got that good old, this is the kind of stuff you need in sobriety. And that's what I need. Knuckleheads like me need that kind of love. Thank you, Naomi. All right, let's get into this. Character defects. Oh, this is going to be a tough one, you y'all. But let's only spend 15 minutes now. Man, alive, I wasted time already. Okay, so anyway, so the first one is impatience. And the definition of impatience is lack of patience, annoyance because of delay, opposition, restlessness, eagerness to go somewhere or do something. And now what this had me do was write 2 examples of me being impatient, 2 while I was drinking and using, 2 while I was clean and sober, and then in my current, which was only a few months ago, 3 examples. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had to do 7 different examples of me and my impatience, 2 while I was drinking, 2 when I was sober, and 3 in my current place in life at the moment that I did this. And obviously I've grown more since then. But so impatience, here's an example of impatience. And a lot of you guys know what impatience are, but we'll go through it anyway. So an example of drinking or using, and this is not my example, this is the example given. It says, I got impatient when waiting for the liquor store to open after the 4th of July weekend. I got very agitated with my wife, and I started an argument and ended up wasting the morning by stomping around until it was time to go to the store. Stuff that we do in our addiction because all we're focused on is alcohol or drugs. One example that I used for drinking is after drinking a pint. This is my example now of my impatience during my active addiction. After drinking a pint, not being drunk enough, instead of waiting for a ride to the liquor store, I would drive myself. Couldn't have gotten a DUI or worse. One when I was sober would be, there's a red light downtown in the morning, and I drive early in the morning, and I run that sucker. It's an arrow light. Nobody's around. And instead of having discipline and patience and just waiting for the green light and doing what the law says, I blow that thing. And that's my impatience when I'm sober. And then current, one thing I did at this time, Uncle Tim, you'll like this one. I wasn't patient enough to measure and cut out a piece of sheetrock. And when I put this piece of sheetrock up to the window, I just didn't measure and cut it out. I was going to go and just cut the window out and just try to go real fast. And then when I was cutting it, it cracked. And so I got mad and I ripped the sucker off the wall, chucked it across the room. And then I had to go buy another piece of sheetrock because I wasn't patient enough just to go do the measurement, cut it, and put it on. I was trying to go fast, put it up there, cut it. Because of my impatience, I destroyed a piece of sheetrock. And then I had to waste a trip to Lowe's and another $10 or whatever it is on a piece of sheetrock. So, and then it asks you after you do 7, impatience makes your life unmanageable. So think about this for yourself, because once we get through these, we're actually going to start taking inventory on this channel every day. We're going to run through the inventory really quick so that everybody that's listening can think about themselves throughout the day. I'm just going to walk through my day, and then you think about your day with me. So impatience makes my life unmanageable by 1, cutting corners. Couldn't depend on the situation because danger, harm, and crappy work, impatience can make me relapse. So there's 2 things. It makes your life unmanageable and it could cause you to relapse. So I put for impatience, not being faithful to the program and taking the time it needs to produce the fruit of success. So Impatience could cause me to relapse by not relying on the program and being patient to work the program and wait for the rewards and success of the program. All right, the second one is procrastination. The definition of procrastination is to put off doing something that should be done now until future time. And you know, if there was a pill for procrastination, I would take it tomorrow. Eh?
Yes.
You didn't even hear me.
Yeah, a pill for procrastination. It's so funny. That was a good one. Was it Ellen and her? She's got a whole thing on procrastination. It's hilarious. She's like, don't, or what did she say? Procrastinate now. Don't put it off.
So here's an example that the pamphlet gives. This is not my example. I procrastinated working on my character defects assignment last night. I haven't wanted to read them in group, so I was talking to Diane, playing cards, and talking to aftercare people instead of writing the examples. Yeah, so if you're going to work your program, don't put it off. Start working it today. So let me see. I'll look at a couple of mine. We'll just do it really quick. All right. So in my active addiction, I was procrastinating raising my family. My kids' homework, I would never help them with their homework. I wouldn't even ask about it during the week because being drunk was more important. I procrastinated setting a budget and spending limit, and now I have maxed out all our cards and all that kind of crap and now we're currently digging out of this. So procrastination. And that's procrastination, is putting stuff off. So let's talk about, how does procrastination make my life unmanageable? Creating more work in the long run, cleaning up and catching up and getting further behind. It's being reactive and not proactive in that sense, because you're procrastinate, and then all of a sudden the laundry is, that high. Now procrastination can make me relapse from the above statement. It can cause stress. It can put me in an effort mode, and then I'll drink to get away for a minute. So procrastination, you put it off. Anything whatever comes to your mind in procrastination in your life, you keep putting it off. And once it catches up and you have to finally do it, it could stress you out, and the stress could put you in a F this mode. You throw it into the wind, and you decide to take care of it tomorrow, and you go to drink just to get rid of, or do drugs to get rid of stress. So procrastination could possibly cause people to relapse. Number 3 is laziness. Here's the definition. Lazy, not willing to work or exert oneself physically, mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually, putting off responsibility. Here's the example the pamphlet gives. And this is an example of clean and sober. It says, last Monday, I found myself being very lazy. I wasn't really tired or down, but I just did not want to get out of bed to take a shower, let alone do anything for my kids like fixing them lunch or dinner. Drinking or using. Here's one of my examples. Sometimes I would not take a shower before I drank. So if I got home from work and I started drinking, and I would end up getting drunk and not showering, and then I'd go to work the next day all nasty and stinky. That's being lazy. Another thing while I was in active addiction is I never fixed things around the house the right way. And now because of that, I am putting my kitchen back together for the second time. But it's getting there the right way this time.
Looks nice. I love it.
Clean and sober. And this is over the years of being lazy. And this is kind of fits into procrastination too. But I could have had my felony expunged by now, but I've been too lazy to pursue it. It's definitely on my to-do list. Kind of. I'll do it tomorrow.
Procrastinator. Procrastinating. Go take your pill.
Mm-hmm. And at work, I get lazy about doing some of the paperwork that I'm supposed to do, and I pawn it off on other people. Just pure laziness. I'm lazy with my diet right now. I'm gaining weight, and I'm not gaining weight. I'm kind of just staying level, but I gained a lot of weight, but I'm not getting any healthier. I'm not trying to make any changes to diet. And
you ought to see the meals Linky makes for him at night.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They are fat boy meals. So laziness makes my life unmanageable by not taking care of things that need to be done. And now when I read the unmanageable and the laziness can cause me to relapse, this is what I wrote down during my intense outpatient program. And this is what I read to the counselor in group therapy. So what I'm taking you through is actually what I did while I was in my IOP. So twofold, you've probably heard me say before, I love win-win situations. This is a win-win because I get to be refreshed about the things that I need to remember to go further in the future in recovery, and to help hopefully you all out there go through and understand what it means to think through character defects. Because when you look at a character defect, you have to understand what it looks like in your life in time and in actually happening in your life, and then the possibility of it making your life unmanageable and the possibility of it making you relapse. So here's the two that I put for laziness. Not taking care of things that need to be done, making in my situation reactive instead of proactive, and that causes stress, and that makes my life unmanageable. And then laziness could cause me to relapse by not putting full energy into working my program, staying in recovery mindset, and this could lead me back to drinking. So if I get lazy in my program, I could possibly relapse. Number 4, criticizing. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one for me to still today, because my knee-jerk reaction is instant criticizing, especially when I'm approached by people that just drive me insane. But criticizing, the definition is to focus on people or things for the purpose of devaluing them or building up self. Let me read that again. To focus on people or things for the purpose of devaluing them and then building up self.
I like that definition for criticize.
Yeah, that's a good definition.
Hi, Veronica. Yeah,
point ones out when I say, oh yeah, that was for me, short period, especially when I fell off the wagon and relapsed. First thing I would do is get up, wear the same clothes, get out. Yep. We just don't care. Link needs to teach my kids how to cook.
He's a really good cook.
Sloth, Jerry says. Yes, sir. I was also getting a little bit of weight. You're going to believe this water hanging on with my nice, help them trim that down. Oh yeah, dude, swimming's good. I'll get my guns back. They're still kind of there under a layer of fatty fat. Okay, here you go. You're in control. I'm reading, you're driving. Mark, what up, brother?
She said, or if you never made it home and you have to wear the same clothes.
Mark. Huh? Mark? Huh? All right, so where are we at? Criticizing, not good. So here's the example the pamphlet gives. I was very critical of my counselor, Dave. He was confronting my dishonesty over the last few days in group. To try to save face with my friends here, I was finding anything possible to talk negatively about him to make myself look better. So in my active addiction, this is one of my examples. My friend Brandon, he would come down and he would confront me about the fact that I had a drinking problem. And this is truth. This really happened. But I would turn it around him and I would focus on his faults, and then I'd try to make myself look better or put him on the same level as me.
Oh, and this is from Merck. His life is complete.
Lord, take me now. So Merck, what we're doing is going through character defects, and the definition we're going through 17 of them. Let's see. I criticize my dad for a lot of the ways that he lives his life. Currently. So there's a guy at work who climbed the ladder really fast, but I'll talk crap behind his back about how untrustworthy he is, and that made it possible for him, and that's what made it possible. So there's a guy at work who did climb the ladder really quick, and I would go behind his back and talk crap on him, and that's criticizing him, bringing him down to make me look better, to make me feel better about myself. I better not read that one in case people are listening.
Incriminate yourself.
Yeah. So how could criticizing cause my life to be unmanageable? Focusing on negativity. Number one, not staying focused on positive things, and it could wear me out. Criticizing people can wear you out. If you're just in a stressful, hateful attitude and mindset, and you're just looking at people with hate, that's not good for you. So criticizing could make me relapse by making me angry and resentful. I could end up with the effort attitude and give up and drink. Now, here's a tough one. Number 5 is false pride. False pride. Can somebody drop me a definition of what they think false pride is before I read it? Because false pride, it took me a good couple weeks to I kind of understood it. I understood the definitions, but I didn't understand what in the world does false pride mean? And how is that a character defect? Because we understand what pride is, right? Pride is, ooh, look at me and I have accomplished so much. So think about it in a false way. What are you proud about that's really not happening?
What up, Carmen? Glad you're another day sober.
Yes, good job. Amen. Who's Asia?
Asia.
Oh, that's Michael's boy.
On YouTube for me. Oh, so now you're on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Right on.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Glad Facebook's working.
Yeah.
Oh, Donna had a question.
Oh, Donna.
Danya.
What positive changes have happened for me since sobriety? Oh man, where do I start? Shoot. There's so many. I don't know where honestly to start. There's that many. Obviously right here, us having and it's growing closer together every day, but taking the fear and anxiety out of her heart and the stress out of mine and coming together, and then the kids not being afraid or worried or any of that of me being around. That's positive. Looking around and seeing the shambles our house is in and slowly putting it back together is a positive. Our finances, realizing what we had done, and getting us out of that and having a plan for the future that we can actually go to. Coming home and hanging out with the family and kids and listening to them talk to me, and then the next day still remember it. Not waking up in the morning asking my oldest boy if I was a jerk to anybody last night or, bad words to anybody last night. Regaining trust and reputation at work. Being able to do things and think clearly, being able to talk clearly, not being foggy, not being hungover, not wasting money on alcohol, not being a slave in chains to having to hit the liquor store every day. I don't know. I could go on and on and on. Plus starting all the cool new people that I met in recovery who become just insanely literally family. Once you're in an IOP with people and you share your deepest parts of your life and you open up and there's this refreshing breath of fresh air, cold drink of water, refreshing honesty between all the people in there. So all the people that I've met, having this channel and meeting all the people across the country and in different parts of the world now through our Facebook group and in this chat, I could go on. I could do a whole show on all the positive things. Thank you, Cassie. Amen.
Welcome, Shauna.
Oh, Shauna.
Seeing you guys is the highlight of our day.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of the day. And knowing that I have to get up at 3:30 tomorrow, it's like when 9 o'clock hits and we're about ready to end it, I'm like, we recover better together. Amen. And that's another thing. I mean, yeah.
I don't think anybody knows what false pride means.
I don't think so either. All right. So false pride is a pride. I think we talked about this one time, and Merck said something amazing about false pride. She needs that shirt.
I'm all trying to click it on mine. It wasn't working. It's the best.
Freaking gorgeous. Hi, daughter. All right. So false pride is pride in.
Oh, wait. Your mom has something. Wait for it.
Okay.
Wait for it. Come on.
False pride to me would be not having the ability to apologize for not being able to forgive. No, that's pride. False pride is something a little different. Now, say that this is one example for something that sticks out. Okay, here's a really good example. Say that you have 8 months in sobriety, okay? and your clean date was exactly 8 months ago. At least that's what everybody believes. But really, you relapsed 5 months ago. So you walk into an AA meeting, everybody congratulates you on 8 months of sobriety, but in your mind, you know you only have 5, and you gloat like, yeah, that's false pride. False pride's when, like, if you aren't the owner of a restaurant and somebody comes in and thinks you're the owner, or if you're walking by a cool car and somebody's like, dude, nice car, and you're like, hey, thanks. Or you tell lies, and you over-exaggerate lies about what you really do and take pride in it when you're taking pride into a lie. Does that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, let me know. False pride is shadowed by ego and alcohol. Amen. Yes, it is, Donna.
I just assumed you liked mine too because it's the same.
What, he didn't know we both had one on?
I don't know, but he wanted to make sure I didn't fill us
Oh,
out. So
gotcha.
thank you, Merc.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
So is that making sense with false pride?
Oh, look at that. Makes sense, LT.
Okay, good. False pride, any pride in self that is dishonest. Any pride in self that is dishonest based on a true, honest appraisal, not based on a true, honest appraisal of oneself. So here's an example of drinking or using about false pride that this little paper gives us. It says, it was false pride when I thought it was cool when Sally told me that I had a reputation for being the biggest tweaker in school. The truth is, I had to use every day, whether I wanted to or not. It was not great at all when my life was going down the tubes. So here's one that I put for my false pride and active addiction. And this happened on multiple occasions. And I was proud that I could outdrink my friends and not get sick. And I still ended up making a mess out of myself or blacking out drunk. Being, oh, I can outdrink you. That's false pride into something dishonest. It's not cool. Let's look at another example I put. Man, I got lots of them.
He had tons of false pride. Hi, Christopher.
Dad,
what?
Can I use your AirPod charger?
Yeah. Just be careful back there. No, I'll do it. Let me see. I had false pride when I thought we could just. Yeah, I had false pride when I thought we could just keep spending money and it would never catch up to me. I had false pride when so here's one about current, and this is about my relapse. I said I had false pride when I relapsed, thinking it was okay to have one drink to prove I still had the power over it. And that was a bad decision, and it set me back in my recovery. So that was false pride, thinking that I was powerful. So powerful.
That was me too. I used to be proud of drinking everyone under the table.
I would too, man.
I should be arrogant about my high tolerance of drinking as well.
Yeah. I'm proud of my sobriety, and that's a good thing.
That's good pride.
That is. Yep.
As long as it's real sobriety.
Because the character asset to false pride is humility. But being proud of yourself for accomplishing things is good. It's not a bad thing. So false pride can make my life unmanageable. I think I don't need to do what others do to be successful, that I deserve more from others than I really do. Instead of focusing on reality of what needs to be done with. Well, I can't read my own handwriting. But it can make my life unmanageable by being proud of a lie, and that just compounds itself. And then it could possibly cause me to relapse by making me think that I am stronger than I really am, that I'm not powerless, and I could reverse my recovery mindset. Having false pride, thinking you know everything. I know everything, when you don't.
False pride, low self-esteem, low self-worth, wanting acceptance for something you didn't do.
Yep.
Cover-ups are big shotism.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, so the next one on our list is self-importance.
Addiction is a lie.
Yes, and being proud of it is a worse lie. So self-importance, this is another big one. Here's the example it gives. I had self-importance the other day at a nurse's station when the nurse told me to hold on because she had to help a detox patient. I thought that what I needed was more important, and I was put off that she made me wait. So think about the times you think you're more important than what's going on around you. And you know us addicts, the world revolves around us. So when I was drinking or using, I thought my selfish time alone in the basement to learn to edit and neglect my family was being self-important, and all I really was doing was getting drunk. But I did learn some things down there. I was practicing self-importance. This is drinking or using for me when I would have my wife drive me to the liquor store when I knew how she felt about it and she hated it. That's being self-important. Yeah, and then during clean and sober is when I'm driving in the fast lane and I'm riding the person in front of me because where I need to go is more important, to go fast. So how can this make my life unmanageable? How can self-importance make your life unmanageable? Not taking care of things that need to be taken care of, being selfish and not helping others, not being a team player, and in life and in family, because what I'm doing over here is more important than what needs to be done over there. Anything I need to do is better. Can you think of times in your life where you've been self-important? And that's a character defect. So when you catch yourself doing that, if you're in line or, I always think about that too when you're driving and somebody honks at you. Maybe you weren't paying attention to the red light or something like that. Well, that's not really self-importance, but anyway, somebody honks at you and you admit your knee-jerk reaction is to flip them off, but maybe they have an emergency going on back there, So self-importance can make me relapse. With my eyes only on self, I will find an excuse as to why I need or deserve to relax and have a drink. Then it won't hurt. I'm so important right now that I could just go in the bedroom. I've been working hard. I got a job. We do YouTube every night. I'm important. I should just go be able to relax and have a couple glasses of whiskey.
I deserve it.
That's self-important. Thank you, Angela.
Oh, welcome, Naomi. Glad you got your phone.
73 days.
Hey, well, maybe I have your birthday. Let me look. Hitting.
Michael Teeter. Ouch, that hurt. Yeah, man. That's the thing about character defects is we all have them, and these are what could cause us to relapse. And it's why it's so important that we focus and learn them so that we can defeat them. And on that note, let's take a check out of our Cassiness of today. Our quote from Body by Cassie.
Hey guys, I'm back again today with your motivational quote on Recovering Addict. You're a born winner. But to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Zig Ziglar. As always, you guys know what to do. Let's bring it together, put it up, continue to spread that love.
Thank you, Cassie, for another wonderful quote. Love your face.
Wonderful. Give me back to the...
You're a born winner.
Born winner.
You're a born winner. I was rolling today editing that, Cassie. What?
Christopher
Wilson?
He gets angry too.
Or hop out of the car and smash. That's destructive anger. We'll get to that one.
We're not there yet, Christopher.
But I know, dude. Well, I have a pretty good war story about my destructive anger with my kids in the car one time. I was going to kill this guy.
That's funny.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Donna. It's the first program that she ever watched.
Yeah,
good.
I'm glad you're still watching.
Yeah, we're glad you're still watching. That's awesome. You're being encouraged is an encouragement to us. Just know that.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking that I don't need meetings or recovery, don't rely on others would be false pride and lead to yeah, absolutely. I don't need that. I'm good. I'm past all that. You know how long I've been clean? I got years under my belt.
Yeah.
I forgot more than you know.
How's Holly?
No bueno, Polly.
Zig Ziglar.
Zig Ziglar. Be honest with God what our defects are, because you're not, this won't work. Yeah, it's true. That's how it works. Honesty.
Is this helping, Lynn? She said, I've noticed most of these defects are really tied into my eating disorder.
Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. Anything that's causing unhealthy negative in our lifestyles is based on this. And that's why I went through yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to catch yesterday's show, we talked about character, what it means to be, self-mastery. To get over and conquer these things is you taking on yourself and being a master of your own domain, your own, reminds me of Seinfeld. I'm out, Jerry. The master of my own domain.
That's funny.
Who likes Seinfeld? Okay, so the number 7, we got a lot of these to go through. 10 left after this, and it's already 45. All right, so self-condemnation. A lot of us can relate with this one. This one's pretty easy. So blaming yourself inaccurately or putting yourself down. Here's the example the paper gives. Last night, while in the kitchen, I started thinking about not owning my own home yet. I started condemning myself being a 35-year-old loser. I began thinking I would never be able to be married and no one would want me, and I can't even manage to get my own house. You're blaming yourself inaccurately for things. And that's not a good thing. So during my drinking time, one of my examples was every morning I would wake up hungover. I would beat myself up thinking how stupid and weak and selfish I am to drink every night, promising myself I would quit. But that was probably kind of accurate, wasn't it? But I don't know. So when I was drunk, I would beat myself up and blame myself for what happened to my son, Link. I did this when I was drunk. Most of you know that he was in a horrible accident. And when I would get drunk, I would beat myself up, feeling like it was some sort of karma. And the reason that I felt that way, not that, I let him go do something and he got his head crushed. I honestly felt like there was karma in the way that I had lived the 3 years before in my drinking addiction, that God had caused this in my life as a traumatic event to knock me back into shape. And so I would always get drunk and I'd end up snot crying about his, it's my fault because God, he's punishing me. And that's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. So another thing that we do when we're self-condemning is the way that we talk to ourselves. And I am very guilty of this. So this is one of my examples, clean and sober. So anytime I make a mistake or I mess something up, if I miscut things while I'm working, if I make mistakes, when I misspell words, I instantly start calling myself a stupid MF or idiot, or you're burp, 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 and my knee-jerk reaction is to cuss myself out with negativity. And that's not good. Currently, number 2, I put on here, I am such a POS for the way I treated and neglected my wife and family. When I was drinking, I feel stupid for the mess that I have to clean up. So self-condemnation can make my life unmanageable by negative thinking, putting me into a depressed state and making me want to give up. And continuing on and how that can make me relapse is I will end up giving up to the point that I will just start drinking again, thinking it'll make me feel better. So don't beat yourself up. If there's some things that you have to condemn yourself for if you're doing wrong, but if you're blaming yourself inaccurately and you're putting yourself down, that's a character defect and needs to be changed. Number 8 is dishonesty. Being dishonest with yourself and others, misrepresenting facts. Also looking at dishonesty by omission. And dishonesty by omission is that there's things that you should do that are the right thing to do and you don't do them. And I always heard the example from a long time ago about a sin of omission is, say your kid's over there with a dirty diaper. Instead of going over there and changing your kid's diaper, as soon as you find out, you let your kid sit in a dirty diaper for another half hour or so. That's a sin of omission. Not doing something that you should do. So here's an example. I was dishonest with the group on my first day of treatment. I told everyone that I never sold Oxy. The truth is I did sell it. And in fact, that's how I supported my habit. Lying, you guys know what dishonesty is. I was dishonest every time I told my wife I was going to quit drinking just so I could keep drinking that day and put off quitting. I'm going to quit today, someday, just not today.
It's mixed with procrastination.
Yep. I was guilty of this at Walmart when they were doing that price matching without checking. I would tell the lady at Walmart things were cheaper than they really are just to save a couple bucks. And I've done that multiple times. So dishonesty makes my life unmanageable by living a lie, taking more energy to manage a lie than the truth. It does. It takes a lot more energy to manage lies than it does just to say the truth and be done. It is the worst of energy that could be used in growing. It could cause me to relapse. Like my lapse when I actually did lapse here at 47 days. You could talk yourself into believing lies and that it's okay to use again. And to lie to myself that I am not powerless. So I could start lying to myself and then believing myself that it's okay to have that drink. It's okay to use that drug when I have a step one and a life history that proved completely the opposite. Literally.
Welcome, Just Keep Swimming.
Just keeps us swimming.
Thanks for the shout out for the shirts.
That's awesome.
I was really excited this morning.
Insincerity. Insincerity is to be deceptive, to misrepresent emotions. It's dishonest, but there's a little difference in it. And here's the example, clean and sober. When I was 20, I was engaged to be married to this guy named Joe. This is an example from the book, not me, and it's not Joe the Tiger King.
Or was it?
So here's the example from the book. When I was 20, I was engaged to be married to this guy named Joe. I really loved him, but I was afraid of getting hurt. Rather than share this with him, I was insincere by acting like I wasn't very interested. Eventually, he broke it off, and I never saw him again.
Quick question.
Do you think self-defeating thoughts can lead you to cut down or stop drinking? Do I think self-defeating thoughts can lead you to cut down or... That's a double negative. I kind of don't understand your question. Can lead you to cut down or stop drinking. Self-defeating thoughts. Or you're defeating your character defects could help you quit drinking.
Like you're sitting there talking bad about yourself and that'll help you to quit. Like your self-condemnation.
Well, if you're calling yourself out as like it is, that's not self-condemnation. I mean, you're telling the truth. Your drinking's causing this, and this is not good. Yeah, and that can help you quit. Self-defeating thought, but self-defeating thoughts that's something different.
Elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate on that one just a little bit, or clarify it for this knucklehead. So insincerity makes my life unmanageable by being selfish, not considering others and their feelings, learning like people and what is on their hearts and minds. So insincerity could be when somebody's having a conversation with you and you pretend like you really care. Oh, really? That's really what's going on in your life? That's awesome. But you could give two craps less and you're thinking about something else while they're talking. That's insincerity. And that could cause me to relapse by separating myself from true connection. I could get bored and drink to help me have more sincere reactions. It's easier to be a little more sincere after you've had some drinks and you with that false emotion. So insincerity, that's one I have to work on. I always catch myself being insincere at work. If I'm in the middle of something too, and I'm in the zone and I get stopped, and instead of looking at it like, okay, this person God brought right here in front of me in my life to have a moment in time, which is the most valuable thing on earth, and we'll both be dead one day, enjoy the time. I could stop for 3 to 5 minutes and sincerely listen to this person talk to me. And maybe God put it in their heart to talk to me so that I could turn around and give them motivation and lift them up. So instead of being insincere, like, yeah, what? Oh, what'd you say? That's the kind of thinking we got to start changing our minds towards. So the next one is self-justification. And we are addicts. We are very good at this one. Making excuses for your negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors or needless explanation of yourself. I like that needless explanation of yourself. I don't need to. I've stopped explaining myself to people. I mean, unless they want an explanation, but let me read that again. Making excuses for your negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, or needless explanation of yourself.
There's the clarification.
When you beat yourself down for drinking, can these negative thoughts just lead you to more drinking? Yeah, it could. If it causes depression, and like I used to do that in the morning. I'd beat myself up, but then by noon or 1, I was feeling better, so I wasn't beating myself up anymore. But I think living in a negative mindset causes your mind to go into a depressed state within. I think it could, yeah.
And then the flip side was, can those same thoughts help you to not?
If you're looking in the mirror and you're telling yourself, look, this is not good for you. This is it could help you to quit too. It's a kind of a double-edged sword, I think, in my opinion. We are not doctors. We are not psychologists. I just have 2 years of addiction, 40 years of addiction experience and treatment facilities and books. And that's what I bring to the table. But if you truly need help, please seek out a certified counselor, an IOP group. If you need to talk to a physician, do not hesitate. And that's my disclaimer. Okay.
Shauna, I think you're just a hair behind. Hey, refresh.
Seinfeld. I don't have a square to spare. Yeah, she's behind. What does Aubrey say? Aubrey Harris?
He's responding to Naomi. You have to read hers first.
I saw the prayer thing.
Oh, let everybody else see
All right.
it.
Cool.
And then.
All right. So here is justification. So we're good at that. And here's the example from the book. I justified the negative decision to quit my job last October after I had been with this company for 10 years by telling myself that my boss was a big jerk that Monday. And he was more of a jerk than usual. No one deserved to be told to work that hard. I was left with neither a job nor money for 4 months. And then my example while I was drinking or using is I justified every time I drank by telling myself that I'll quit soon. One day it'll happen. Or you can't quit. It's going to kill you. Self-justification. I justified driving drunk because of the way I felt not drunk. And had I been pulled over, I would have gotten a DUI and I could have hurt somebody. After Link's accident, I justified it was okay to start smoking cigarettes again. After having quit smoking for 10 years, and now I vape. So there's where self-justification got me. So self-justification can make my life unmanageable by making the negative outcomes of my decisions more tolerable. Justifying my decisions does not lead something. Lead to success. And then self-justification can cause me to relapse, and we can talk ourselves into anything. If there's one bad decision, I'm good at talking myself into it. It's using. If there is one bad decision I'm good at talking myself into, it's using. I could easily relapse if I'm not careful with this defect. And I did. And I justified drinking those 3 shots of whiskey when I had my lapse. Self-pity. Here's another one. Self-pity. Distorted thoughts that you are being treated unfairly. Here's the example this gives. I had self-pity when my wife called me from Idaho to tell me she would not be able to come to the center for Sunday visiting. Instead of dealing with my disappointment, I sat in my room all day pouting and thinking how miserable my life is.
Good night, Kelly.
Night, Kelly.
Night, Cat.
That's number 11. I think we're going to end there. We got 17 of these to go through. If we go through 7 more, that's going to take another hour. And it's
Bill.
Wednesday night.
So does LT.
What? One thing at a time. I'll tell you, I'm vaping like a meth lab right now. Me too. My uncle actually told me, "Man, slow down on that thing. You sit back and take 3 giant hits off of it."
See? You made him want to vape. You triggered him.
I triggered myself. But I'm not looking to quit vaping anytime soon.
That's funny.
It's not even in my peripheral yet. It will be one day. I'll quit one day. Once I get into the position of habitual discipline and a better routine for myself. I'm going to start working out, and I'm not going to do it like I did before, man. Before I was trying to go as hard as I could. I was doing 2-a-days. I was benching 315. We're on working out like crazy. But once I start deciding to get healthier, drinking my gallon of water every day, taking my vitamins, eating my proteins and vegetables the right way, and getting my cardio on, then I'll look at doing away with that.
It says check our Patreon.
Oh, thank you, Michael Teeter.
Thanks, Mike.
Awesome.
Oh,
Hey, Nicole.
Glad you could stop by.
It sucks. Your mind is always depressed while boozing. Yes, it's a downer. Yeah. Constantly just in the dumps. And it's funny because those first 3 or 4 shots, you think you're on top of the world. You think you're funny. But then it's just like, whew.
Yeah, it's definitely a roller coaster ride of emotion.
Poor old me. Nobody loves me. I'm going to eat a worm. First you bite the head off, then you suck the guts out, then you throw the rest away.
That must have been
song. Oh, you're going to bed tonight? Good night, Donna.
Oh,
we will pick up on the rest of these character defects tomorrow night if I don't have my special guests. And we left off with self-pity, number 11. And then we are going to, after we learn the character defects, we're going to start taking inventory. So during our show, things you can guarantee that we're going to do, and that is read out of the 24-hour a day at the beginning of the show. Cassie's quote at about 8:40-ish, and inventory. I don't know what time we're going to do inventory yet, but we're going to stop and we're going to take our inventory and go through inventory of the day. And then end with just for today or daily reflections or something. Just like we always do in the Serenity Prayer and our outro. That's what we do. Mooey flavor. I like caramel cappuccino. Caramel cappuccino is my favorite. And people think that I have pancakes. They're like, why do you smell like pancakes and waffles?
Yeah, it smells more like pancakes than whatever. Cole's got big surprises coming.
Woohoo!
Nanner, nanner, moo, moo.
Oh, that's funny. Pray so big and so often that when God meets you in the heaven's gates, he'll say with a smile, child, you keep me busy. Yeah, and there's Bible verses that say to do that.
Yeah. Oh, Bill going to bed.
Good night, Bill.
Aubrey got a question.
I see that your hand is raised, Aubrey. How can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
What time do you start and what state y'all from? So we're here in Mountain Standard Time. That's Utah time because we are located in northern Utah, and we start 8 o'clock every night. We haven't missed a night yet. We are on the 45th. Today is our 45th stream in a row.
He's Australian. Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not going to try to do the Aussie voice. I'm sure everybody does that as soon as they meet you.
You missed the best part. We started watching Dairy Girls on Netflix. It's hilarious. But the guy you missed part where he did his Australian accent. They all thought it was like Japanese accent. He's like, it was spot on.
Dairy Girls, man. That is a hilarious show. Derry Girls. And they're all from Ireland. Derry or Ireland. Oh, it's hilarious.
He said to check it right now.
Oh.
I got to give him the mouse.
Okay. No, for real. Check it now. That's hilarious.
Oh, hey, John.
Woohoo! Yes. Thank you, Michael T. What? Dude, are you serious?
I didn't even know that was an option.
I didn't either. Oh my gosh. How do we say thank you? Well, we'll get your address. We'll send you a t-shirt, bro.
Yeah. Email
Definitely.
us what size you wear.
You connect with me. Seriously, send me your address so we can send you a t-shirt, man, for reals. Thank you so much. And I'll say the number if you want me to. But man alive, are you kidding me? You're trying to make me cry on TV, ain't you? Thank you. Hey, Nicole, you like our shirts? Huh? You like our shirts?
Oh, you can't see the bottom. You got a comment up there.
Nicole, what do you think about that? Yeah, thank you very much, bro. Wow, thank you.
Oh, he's Canadian, eh?
Who's
Living
Canadian?
in Oz, eh?
Oh. Nope, Canadian, living in Oz. Oh, yeah.
Yes, 8 p.m. Utah time.
8 p.m. Utah time every night.
That's cool. Where we had those.
She likes our shirts.
What color?
You guys like cornhole? We got this miniature cornhole board.
Ah, I love cornhole.
That's a fun game right there. You wearing my shirt, babe?
Yeah, they're comfy.
You ready to read? Let's read.
Right.
What should we read? Daily Reflections or Just for Today?
Just for today.
Just for Today. Let's do that one. What if? What if for April 29th, 2020? Living just for today relieves the burden of the past and the fear of the future. We learn to take whatever actions are necessary and to leave the results in the hands of our higher power. In our active addiction, fear of the future and what might happen was a reality for many of us. What if we get arrested? What if we lost our job? What if our spouses die? What if we went bankrupt? And so on and so on. It was not unusual for us to spend hours, even whole days, thinking about what might happen. We played out entire conversations and scenarios before they ever occurred, then charted our course on the basis of, what if? And by doing this, we set ourselves up for disappointment after disappointment. Man, I can relate to that. Holy cow. From listening to meetings, we learned that living in the present, not the world of what ifs, is the only way to short circuit our self-fulfilling prophecies of doom and gloom. We can only deal with what is real today, not our fearful fantasy of the future. Coming to believe that our higher power has only the best in store for us is one way we can combat that fear. We hear in meetings that our higher power won't give us more than we can handle in one day. And we know from experience that if we ask, the God we've come to understand will surely care for us. We stay clean through the adverse situations by practicing our faith in the care of a power greater than ourselves. Each time we do, we become less fearful of what if and more comfortable with what is. Just for today, I will look forward to the future with faith in my higher power. Amen. That is a good one. And Dwight Downing, thank you for subscribing.
Hey, Dwight.
And everybody that subscribed, everybody that's joined Patreon, everybody in our Facebook group, sincerely from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you very much.
Yes, we do. And if you want links to anything, scroll to the very top of the comments. They're all there.
That's laziness. That's a
That
character
is laziness.
defect.
It's
Now she's
so
being
wrong.
lazy.
I just wish that YouTube would let you put more than like 5 characters.
Go to Facebook. Or actually, it's in the description on the bottom. Dwight,
Now I'm
first time being
justifying
here.
it all.
Right on, man. I'm glad you're here.
I did do this when they said lazy.
Yeah, I'm lazy right here. So, Dwight, if you just tuned in, I don't know how far into the show you are. We are a channel dedicated to relapse prevention. If you're in active addiction, we are here to support you through coming off of drugs, anything it takes to keep you sober and stay sober. We are here to do education on sobriety. We just finished this book called Staying Sober right here. We are currently working through this book called The Steps We Took, and the link in the description, you can buy these books if you want to, and that helps support the channel a little bit. We took a break from this. We finished chapter 2, and I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how far you've been listening, but we are going through character defects because I think it's very important that we understand character defects so that when we start throwing that term around, character defects, and when people start showing signs of their character defects and we point at them, we know what we're talking about, because I think it's very interesting or very important to be able to nail down the definition of the character defect, understand what it looks like played out in our own personal day-to-day, minute-by-minute lives, so that we don't fall back into that old mindset. It's that retraining our mind to think new and positive ways. Live every night or just every night, 8 o'clock, 7 days a week right now. And we're planning on doing it 7 days a week. And I'm not, unless a crater blows up, the power goes out, I die, or something happens, I plan on for the next year to do this every single night.
Yeah, buddy. Ow.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Those beanbags got sand
You
everywhere.
sliced me right open.
Drop the Rock is an awesome book. Yes, it is.
Ooh, May 30th, 3 years. What? a
Aubrey,
weird
if you go
coincidence.
into my videos, if you go into my page
creepy.
on YouTube, I did a video on this book. It's just a little 10, maybe 15, maybe 12-minute video, but on the book Drop the Rock. And yes, you're right, it is a great book. And there's a link in the comments if you guys want to buy that book as well.
I have a question. After tomorrow, are we going to go to Vegas?
Honey.
Did you see his 3 years on May 30th?
3 years, May 30th. Ooh,
3
that's
years,
a
isn't that
special
crazy?
date. Dude. All right, Dwight. So check this out. May 30th, one of the worst things that ever happened in my entire life happened to in my family. My son, his head was crushed by a UTV and he basically died in my arms. But we ended up life flighting him to a hospital for a few months and then he came home. But exactly 3 years ago on May 30th, it happened, and we were about to celebrate 3 years of him because the doctors told us he was supposed to die. The doctor said he was going to be a vegetable. The doctor said he's going to be in a wheelchair. The doctor says he'll never do this and never do that. But now he is. And if you watch our show, you'll start to get to know us and the family. But he comes on the show and he usually gives us 3 quotes and a joke. He does have a TBI, but he's doing 100. Like one of the doctors that was on the scene of the accident with me told us that he's a doctor. He's like, I cannot wrap my medical mind around why he is alive. And maybe when we have more time, I'll show you guys that video of the people that are new of that whole accident that we went through with Linky. But it affected the whole family. And so May 30th, 2017, that is a very special date for us. Who's the author on Drop the
Oh,
Rock?
wrong one. Hold on. I send you the wrong link.
Bill P, Todd W, and Sarah S.
Oh, it's not on here.
I know. I watched yesterday, and that's how I discovered you. Awesome.
Just kidding, Marilyn.
Sweet.
Glad you're here.
She watched my Drop the Rock video.
I heard something on May 30th.
Yeah, this guy's sobriety date's May 30th, 2017.
What?
So this is Link. He's the one that
Is
show him your
mine's
scars a little bit so you can kind of see.
So this scar here
They ended up.
happened on his sobriety date.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys share a special day. They ended up having to cut his skull out and everything so his brain could swell.
We're so squishy.
So Dwight, that's cool, man. We got that special date like right there. We're hooked. We're connected.
So, Dad, are we going to?
Honey, what did I say about asking that stuff?
Sorry.
And that's it, I guess, huh? Is that Jesse? Oh, Mark.
Oh, Penny.
Steps We Took by Joe McQ. That's the book we're on right now. So tomorrow, if I don't have my special guest, we will wrap up Character Defects, and we're going to start taking our inventory so that every day we can at least discuss the character defects and think about our life and how to stay focused on recovery and not ever go back to that lifestyle that we just were slaves to and just negative, nasty, the people that we became. And we can become these good people that we are now.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, God works in mysterious ways. God, thank God he pulled through. I attempted suicide on May 3rd. Oh. Whoa, you just gave me the chills, dude.
May 30th?
God saved you guys are both saved on the same day. That is crazy.
Whoa.
Link.
In a sense, you
Link
both
just got
died
the
and were
chills.
reborn in a sense, Wow. Merd likes your Flash outfit.
Thanks, Bird.
All right, y'all. You know what time it is. Linky.
Ooh. Ooh.
Who are we not?
God.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Mwah.
Well, we will be back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, just like every night. Oh, let me read his comment real quick. Mine too, man. I'm not crying, but
Link,
I
Link
feel
has
it.
got chills.
I feel it. If I wasn't on camera, I might have teared up. Shut up. Dwight, thank God. I'm so glad you found us. And we have if you have Facebook, we have a private group there. And dude, let's connect for sure.
Let me put the link.
Go to
All right, Felice is going to put the link to the private Facebook group.
Just Keep Swimming.
Dwight, join that private Facebook group, and it's a private one. You click it, and then we'll approve you.
There you go.
And then let's connect for reals.
They go to Just Keep Swimming.
Just keep swimming. Thank you very much.
Tinko.
But that is the end of our show tonight. LT, now you can go cry. Thanks, Michael. That's hilarious. All right, you guys, until tomorrow, stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.